Black Blip, a monologue of double consciousness, a poetic spoken monologue in verse, to be performed by two near identical, near substitute, near same, near double, black girls.
Welcome to the production of Black Blip, a monologue of double consciousness. For those who are blissfully unaware, yes, that's you, sir, in the Patagonia, and your friend in plaid beside you, and, ma'am, is that an artisanal jacket from a recently gentrified pocket of Midtown Detroit? Very cute. Definitely you too. In fact, raise your hand if you saw La La Land and didn't at least question Ryan Gosling's apparent need to save jazz from extinction, or the way in which jazz was represented as a whole. Good. Pay attention. Double consciousness is a term coined by W.E.B. Du Bois, describing the internal conflict experienced by subordinated groups in an oppressive society. You know, like this one, right here. The term originally referred to the psychological challenge of always looking at oneself through the eyes of a racist white society and measuring oneself by the means of a nation that looked back in contempt. The term has since been applied to numerous situations of social inequality, notably women living in patriarchal societies. If this discomforts you, for the well-being of your detrimentally perpetuated comfort, please exit through the door from whence you entered. Thank you.
Act 1, Scene 1. You don't know no better. Nevadan private school. Elegant. Flower-adorned courtyard. Size mandating students walk outside when moving from one class to another. Red polos, dark khakis, and/or squirts. School emblem over the heart. Snuggles the class bunny learns addition alongside students. In her cage. Blistering heat, but it's dry. No one's suffocating. Everything is okay. You are 10, bouncing, on your toes. Rainbow-colored hair baubles bind your coily twists, ambush those baby fat cheeks, stinging. You are 10, every day in elementary school, on every blistering morning. You pledge allegiance to a flag you know nothing about, with kids who know as little as you. You are 10, and you are the only black blip in this school. Digression 1. That is until a black blip named Dream appears. Even though you don't see her until her third week in, you know of her existence the day of her appearance because several students kindly inform you that your sister, not sis, as in the often affectionate term from one black woman to another, now widely appropriated, sister, as in bound by blood because you were bound by skin, is, quote, weird. Digression 2. As you have experienced, the school has an unspoken history of holding black blip transfers back because they fear black blips, quote, adjust poorly. In digression. You are 10, doodling dolphins on your hands when the teacher tells the class to play dress up for a grade. Kelsey, are you listening? Look up. Your task. Pick one historical black female. Make a poster detailing what they've done for this country. Embody them. Recite the facts of their life for any one child, adult that stands before you. You must stay still until they do stand. Act 1, Scene 2. You don't know no better. No better. You are limited by race, gender, and a finite knowledge of historic black women. Whomst wilt thou becometh? A. Harriet Tubman, slave, liberated African Americans from white rule. B. Rosa Parks, systematic slave, liberated African Americans from white rules. C. Something truth, probably a slave, liberated African Americans from white something at some point, probably. D. Make up a name, call her a slave, tell them who she liberated, see if they give a shit. So what, baby blip? Your grandma little labor union. But no, baby blip, she don't count. Nor your daddy, your mommy, your daddy's mommy, mommy's mommy, daddy's daddy, mommy's daddy, daddy's daddy's daddy, mommy's daddy's daddy, daddy's daddy's mommy, mommy's daddy's daddy's mommy's daddy's mommy's daddy's mommy's daddy's mommy. Act 1, Scene 3. You don't know no better, no better, now better. You are standing in front of your poster board of The Underground Railroad, written in gold Sharpie and framed by silver glitter. You are dressed in slavery chic, scarves donated by grandmother, performing the life of Harriet Tubman for white families looking for their own historical children. Can you blame them? Did you see George Washington? You are a painting whose eyes follow, straining to see him. Without breaking your stillness, please ignore the tickle on your nose. Endowed you are with honor, Black Blip, spoon-fed. This, they imply, is as historically significant as the historical black woman herself. Act 2, Scene 1. No one's never free. Detroit Public School, juvenile detention, minus the bars. With blues, grays, grayer grays, grays that gray all who look at it. Cafeteria overpopulated, with big-headed children whose skin catch spit flicked from teachers' mouths. Classroom walls barren, the 2 windows necessary to satisfy fire safety laws, depression, regret, and shame swarming. You are 14, lunar mares beneath your eyes. You are 14, and your only wish is for black hoodies to become black holes, to get you away from this desk engraved with hearts and names of black blips from years past. You are 14, and not once since elementary have you mindlessly recited the pledge for a place wherein brown-skinned kids are inducted into vigilantism upon birth. You are 14, and you were one of 800 black blips in this ruinous black blip school, despite being numbered, despite the exhaustion. Despite the shame in flaming halls, at least there is familiarity here. You are 14 when you realize this familiarity runs deep. Act 2, Scene 2. Baby Blip Blips. You were all dressed up in your pilot's jumpsuit from the army store down the way, complete with an aviator hat and some goggles that leave dents on your face. Aren't you looking like a real Bessie Coleman, Black Blip? Kelsey / Bessie Coleman. I decided blacks should not have to experience the difficulties I had faced, so I decided to open a flying school and teach other black women to fly. You rehearse in front of a heavy-eyed class and the history teacher with a knack for patronization. I feel like a trucker's bathroom, a space to use, unrecoverable. The teacher is a stoic one, but she almost seems delighted in the way her eyes shine, never leaving you. Please teach me how to be instead of how to become another. Let me rewrite or add to chapters past. Being leaves you unseen until you blip into threat or spectacle. Please. You are surprised when she slides her feedback on your desk. But if you recall, you all-but-embodied Bessie, sapped in body. See, you had one hand on your hip, leg popped, tone-dead, eyes, not wanting but wondering, how the fuck are you stuck doing this shit again? Advice. Leave yourself behind. Kelsey / Harriet Tubman. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars, to change the world. End scene. No, not end scene. A proclamation that on the first day of January in the year of our Lord, 1863, all persons held as slaves within any state or designated part of a state, the people whereof shall then be in rebellion against the United States, shall be then, thenceforward, and forever free. That on the first day of January, in the year of our Lord, 1863, all persons held as slaves in the United States shall be then, thenceforward, and forever free. That in this year all persons within any state, the people whereof shall then be held, shall be then, thenceforward, and forever free. That in this year all persons shall then be held in warm embrace, and shall be then the United States, and shall be, thenceforward and forever. Now, end scene. Act 3, Scene 1. Black blip ain't blippin' no more. Still, be still. Breathe not, think not, just be. Breathe, but only when leering adults drop tickets in your box. Then act as if you are shaking the dust of centuries off your body, not just the dust of unkempt library books. Smile as if you want to be here, as if you want to embody her, as if you want. Smile and gloss over how Coleman was thrown from a plane and plummeted 2,000 feet to her death. Smile and ignore how your board makes mention of her death's suspected sabotage with shiny sea blue construction paper as a frame to match the aesthetic of the sky. Smile and ignore the chatter of 100 other children doing the same. Smile as heat swells in a room with bookshelves smushed against walls so that rows and rows of glittery display boards and children with heavy costumes can be held in captivity hours after school. Both. No one could turn on the damn air. Smile when your speech is done, when you've said and given them all you are allowed to say and give. Return to stillness and wait for the next white man to bring you back to life. Smile and wait until you can go home, where you can drop the mask and be